Welcome to My Creative Chronic Life, and today I am back with part 2 of the long-awaited reading journal setup. If you haven't already watched part 1, I'll leave a link up here now for you to go ahead and watch that first. So in part 1 we decided to create this name page off screen, and then we decided to decorate the index page, and then we did a double spread which says My 2025 Reading Journal, and I absolutely love how it turned out. And then I decided to complete the ratings page and the yearly goals. Of course, when we get back to part 3 towards the end, I'll go ahead and do an in-depth reading of it all. And then next we have our 2025 year in pixels, our 50 book challenge, and then the following page we have 12 books in 2025 challenge and our book tracker. I think it's so cute. And then we have a books master list, which I hold all of the current physical books that I own. And then I did a double page spread because of course I've got lots. I still need to add quite a few more. We then did the books read in 2025, and so far I've just popped in January's. And then I did an extra 2 pages for that too, because I thought of course I'm going to need more. At the moment I think I've only read a couple of more books. Then my maybe next list, which is like a TBR, but I did maybe next book list, and again I've left 4 entire pages, and I love how this turned out. The following page is my 2025 anticipated reads, any audiobooks, physical books, any hardback books, things like that. And then I wanted to do the following pages for the audiobooks and pre-order / anticipated. So what we'll do now is we will go ahead and get stuck in. I have kind of theme in mind, of course, and it's pretty much like nature related, so being out in the woods or having some calm cozy time, little things like that. So you'll see me switch between gold, floral, neutral colors, anything pretty much that I've got at home. I tried my best not to purchase anything in particular except for like a few little bits that I thought I needed. Everything else I've used from home that I've got in my current stash, you know, whether it's cardstock stash or sticker stash, things like that. These little book stickers you find, the clear ones, I did actually purchase them from a D-stash, and they are from London Gifties. I just thought it added that little bit extra to each of the pages, and you'll see that I kind of do one page and then miss one. I do a fashion girl, then I do some reading books, and I kind of change it over and just switch over whatever deco fashion girl artwork that I have, and that's just the way I like it. Now if you're wondering why it's taken me so long to actually get part 2 out, it's not because part 2 wasn't filmed or recorded. It was just because I haven't had the actual physical time to edit. Unfortunately, my husband's been sick and he's been to and from hospital, so I wasn't able to take the time out to actually sit down and edit and really concentrate on what I wanted to create. I have posted on my social media over on Instagram, and I did leave a little note on my YouTube post just letting you know kind of what's going on. And of course, you know, he is doing much better now, you know, slowly recovering. So today I thought, you know what, let's take some time out to be able to complete part 2. Now I did think that I would be able to be done with part 2 and that would be it, but unfortunately there is a part 3 coming. Hopefully that will be the end of it and there won't be a part 4. It's just taken me a lot longer than I actually anticipated, and also I think that I had a vision in mind with all the things I wanted to capture, like here, you know, the books that I physically bought or purchased, you know, the little chapters that I wanted to do. I haven't even got to January, February, March, April. Now of course I did start to read, I think 4 or 5 books in January, a couple in February, and then in March and April, unfortunately, because I was to and from the hospital, I think I only managed a couple of pages or maybe 10-20 minutes of audiobooks in between, so I've not quite caught up to all of the reading. So I think when it comes to the end of this kind of part 3, my aim is to then get stuck in with January, track what I've written down. I have been keeping a little tally on my phone of what I've read, how much I've read, and also, if you're not aware, I'm actually part of the Fable app as well, so you can track lots of things on there. I am part of Goodreads, but I don't really record as much, but maybe I will. It'll be fun to maybe just do both. So I like the fact that I can track, and then of course if you've got Kindle or Amazon, it's Kindle, isn't it? Yes, Kindle. You can actually track how many days you've read there. So if I haven't quite marked something down, I can always go back and check that way. So that's what I'll be doing once I've completed everything that I wanted to track. Now, of course, in hindsight, because we're almost 5 months into the year, nearly halfway through the year at this point, I think I probably should have started this project sooner, but it was just because I had such a lot of things going on towards the end of the year and the beginning of the year. I was like, it's okay, it's no rush. I'm the only one who's going to be really enjoying it day to day, so I'm in no rush. I read what I read, and then I track how I track, and this is just something that I find very, very, very therapeutic. I find it calming, it helps me relax, and eventually if I get to the end of it and I start using it, it's fine, and if I don't, whatever I left over, I can always pick it up next year. But I have decided that I think for sure I'll be going for another Archer and Olive journal for next year. I just love the feel of them. I do love the B5, but I have decided that I might go for a smaller one in 2026, and I think I'm looking to purchase my 2026 reading journal sooner rather than later. Don't get me wrong, the posting and everything came quite quick. It's just the fact that I was very indecisive. I had everything ready, I just couldn't do that first initial page. It felt like such a lot of pressure. Of course, notebooks, journals in general are expensive. Then of course if you think about delivery too, and I just didn't want to mess it up, so I did it off camera, and that definitely took the pressure off. And now you can see I'm literally going with flying colors, aren't I? I just sit down, I spend 10, 15, 20 minutes. I've got an overhead camera which I just turn on, and I listen to either an audiobook or some music, and I just enjoy the process. I've not rushed at all. I mean, now I actually haven't filmed part 3 yet, just because I've not had the time, so I thought I would give you part 2, and then maybe towards the end of May I will post the final part. As you can see, I also like to turn the journal a lot to the side. It just makes it easy with my disabilities to bring the item closer rather than trying to keep it in the screen as such. I also did decide to change glue, the types of glue I was using. I was using like a liquid glue, and the liquid glue would get everywhere, and then it'd take ages to dry, so I decided to just go with a normal Pritt stick. And don't get me wrong, it's not the best, because this is the one from Hobbycraft, which it's not bad. It's just the fact that sometimes I feel like I'm having to go over. I haven't actually checked the notebook since, but when I last did, some of the pages were like lifting up, where the corners are, so I had to go back and re-add some more glue. So I'm thinking moving forward now, I might just go back to the liquid glue, or try and find an alternative, just so that it makes it a little bit easier throughout the process, because a lot of the kind of bulk of this is pretty much gluing, and then the ripping, and obviously adding the corners, which is fine. And then of course all of the words I already printed out. I designed them on Procreate, and then I wrote them all out. I printed them out on sticker paper and then cut them all by hand, which is fine. I probably could have used my Cricut Maker or Silhouette Maker, but I just found it very therapeutic to be able to sit there whilst I was watching TV. I think I did that around November, December time. That's how long this project has been going on for. But yeah, I think for now what I will do, I will go ahead and add some music over, and I will let you enjoy the rest of this plan with me. Well, I actually mean this reading journal setup. to the end of this part 2. I keep wanting to call it a plan with me. Technically it is, isn't it, but not in the traditional sense. It should be my reading journal setup. So we're almost coming to the end. I decided that I wanted to just stop here. I think at the particular time it was getting a little bit dark, so I thought rather than have like fake lighting, I'll just leave it natural. So the final page we'll be doing is the book series tracker. I haven't quite decided what I'm actually going to do in terms of lines. Will I draw like a graph? Will I print some, I don't know, lined paper or square paper out? Or will I just write it by hand and it doesn't matter how I put it in there? I haven't quite decided yet. I'm a little bit not afraid, but a little bit weary of what it's going to look like, because once it's down on paper it's done. I of course do like the gold that I put in, the gold gel pen which I use. Actually was a Posca pen. I do really enjoy that. So you can see here now I'm just going to go ahead and flip through all of the pages, and the book is already getting really chunky. So we've got our books bought, so 2025 anticipated, and then our books bought series. So any books that I'll be purchasing, that could be whether it's in physical format, audio format, whether that is just Kindle, so I've left a couple of pages. And then 2025 book releases, I've already got a few that I'm looking for. Book recommendations, whether that's from friends or Fable, books tracker series. And this brings us to the end of part 2 of our reading journal setup. I hope you've enjoyed watching. If you do have any questions, leave them in the comment box below, and don't forget to subscribe to receive notifications of upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.